Eric D'Amato.
And I guess I'm me.
Give me the chicken. Unfortunately, we're not watching a Ron Perlman film today.
No, we are not. Although Ron Perlman would have been better cast in this than another few actors in this, but
I mean,
we'll get to that later.
Ron Perlman was in the Monster Hunter movie, and he couldn't save that because it's the Monster Hunter movie made by the
Monster Hunter movie.
Yes.
Oh God. Okay.
You'd think he would have learned. You'd think he would have learned his lesson after the last video game movie he was in the Name of the King by Uwe Boll. Because let's face it, Paul W.S. Anderson isn't that much better than Uwe Boll.
He's gotten worse, I would say, even with age.
Like,
he fell off after
I
Nightmare.
kinda liked Resident Evil 2. Just because Nemesis was really cool in that. But just the
Nemesis is always cool.
This is the thing is the Resident Evil movies had such a disrespect for the franchise. Like all of the protagonists you like, they're all pussies compared to.
Like thrown completely out the window in favor of
all these people. These people are useless in comparison to my hot wife. Like, yeah, cool. Okay, whatever.
Exactly.
Can she?
It's like, hey, watch my.
Can she
wife.
act yet? No. Great.
No, just watch her and her ass covered in spandex. Like that's all you guys need, right?
But we have something worse than Uwe Boll and
Give
worse than Paul W.S. Anderson today.
I'm having 3 more kids with her. Give me more money.
We have Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4.
Yes, we do.
Like
made this the year I was born, 1994.
Like we have watched a lot of
why
of horror franchises on this show.
Yes, and why?
And the only one that might be consistently, like, more consistently terrible than Texas Chainsaw Massacre is probably Puppet Master.
That's true. Actually, that steadily declines. Okay, at a very, very alarming rate. But not a surprising rate.
There's only 4 of them, and only 2 are really good.
Yeah.
And one's just good because it's stupid and fun. It's not legitimately good, it's just entertaining.
It's good for the wrong reasons.
But...
at least it's not boring like most of the other ones are.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation.
That's what it's called?
Yep.
That's what the subtitle is. The Next Generation.
That's one of
Star Trek?
That's one of the subtitles. The other one is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, The Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It should have just been called Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, Live Long and Prosper. Like...
I will use magic. It is logical.
Magic must defeat magic!
You can't make fun of magic in Asia. Anyway, director is Kim Henkel.
Who?
Exactly. Not Toby Hooper. That's the main thing. Also, say Toby Hooper came up with the characters. No, he came up with Leatherface. He's the only returning character. If he's even a returning character, it's super not clear.
Who else do we have in this movie, Merrick?
But first, we have a group of teenagers get into a car crash in the Texas woods on prom night, and then wander into an old farmhouse that is home to Leatherface, Robert Jex, and his insane family of cannibalistic psychopaths.
Hey, Merrick,
Yep.
Who else do we have in this movie as opposed to returning cast?
We have possibly one of my least favorite actors, Matthew frickin' McConaughey.
Bingo dingo.
Like, we don't have chicken where I come from.
You have to say it the right way.
We don't
got chicken where I come from.
He's in Sing 2? Why?
And we have who else?
We got Renee Zellweger.
Who's our hero? Renee Zellweger. Okay.
Renee Zellweger.
Our heroine today is Renee Zellweger.
Bridget Jones versus the Man in Black. The Man in Black fled across the desert, and Bridget Jones followed.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking right down the shithole that is
Who's?
Texas Chainsaw
Let's have a
Massacre.
look at our new Leatherface.
And
Let's
the
have a look at
franchise
Robert
that they're in.
Jacks. Who is Robert Jacks? Fricking nobody. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? Google says who cares.
I mean, condolences. He died in 2001, and that sucks. But still,
okay. So this is what he did with his life.
I'm sorry. I'm
Right.
legitimately ashamed you passed away. But it doesn't mean I'm gonna pretend your movie's not garbage.
At least he tried. No, you know what? He died so that Matthew McConaughey could live.
That's not a fair trade.
Yeah, I know it's not a fair trade, but you know
Matthew
what?
McConaughey ruined Matthew McConaughey ruined the Dark Tower.
Yeah, he sacrificed his life for more time on Matthew McConaughey's clock.
Freaking Matthew McConaughey.
He did the Street Fighter Cross Tekken thing. He sacrificed himself.
I think it's Matthew McConaughey did the original Super Smash thing, where if you're on a team with someone and you've died, you can like steal stock from your team member.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a scumbag move.
Matthew McConaughey's a scumbag.
That's real, Matt. That's real low, Matt.
It's like he's the kind of person who, when he's getting comboed, he'd get really angry and yank your controller out of its port.
Not even. He'll try to distract you and like flick your nose or like tap you on the knee or like fucking flick your nipple or something while you're doing combos.
Anyway, shall we watch this movie?
Yeah, I guess we could watch it. See why not.
I think of many reasons why not, but let's go.
But I mean, we're here already. We've come too far.
Each of us has known the fear of being alone, lost in the darkness, faced with the unknown. But there is one fear shrouded in our past, lost in our subconscious, that should never have been forgotten. A fear so deep, it cuts to the bone. The American legend returns to bring you back to the cutting edge of terror.
Welcome to my world.
That all you got, huh? Don't you dare touch me! If you're gonna kill me, then do it!
Matthew McConaughey of A Time to Kill. Renee Zellweger of Jerry Maguire.
Are you having fun yet?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The next generation. If looks could kill, he wouldn't need a chainsaw.
Okay, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, another one. That was another movie. Another frickin' Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, let's start with another recap of August 18th, 1973, fuck.
Like, stop... Oh, 74. But stop talking...
No, like, 1970, fuck, whatever. The August 18th thing.
Bad horror movie. Maybe stop talking about a great horror movie that we could be watching instead.
Yeah, it's like,
right?
We had 10 years of nothing in this town, and then 2 minor things happened, and then 5 more years of nothing.
And there were 2 other possibly connected events. Well, I guarantee that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is unconnected, because the entire Sawyer family died there.
And then apparently there was 5 more years of nothing. I would almost rather 10 years of nothing at this point.
Cook got chainsawed in the ass. Remember Cook got chainsawed in the ass?
Yes, I remember. I'm pretty sure the audience does too.
And he blew up the place with a grenade, and then stretched it to dance with a chainsaw.
It's the best thing.
That movie's great. And freaking
be on his tombstone. I danced with a chainsaw and blew myself up with a grenade after I got shoved up my ass.
What's it? Who played King Koopa?
I forget the guy's name.
Well, anyway,
he's good.
He S-ranked a tree.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Fucking, you got them smoking. You got triple S ranks on that shit. That was smoking sexy style right there.
And I don't think he quite got to triple S rank because he didn't downswing, upswing or anything. He just did downswing, stop, downswing. I don't think he got the combo
that tree wasn't
high.
doing nothing, man. That tree wasn't retorting in any way, shape, or form. So it was just taking that triple S rank.
So this movie is really bad.
It really is.
We start on prom night in some frickin' area.
Here's prom night, because
And
of course it's prom night. We're getting ready for prom pictures, and Renee Zellweger's putting on her lipstick.
And
Trying to look pretty.
none of Renee Zellweger as a character went anywhere.
It kinda, maybe, but I mean, like they were trying to build her up like as smarter than she was.
But she just came across as super vapid like everyone else.
Especially what she does with the shotgun later, which is just fucking stupid. It's like, ugh, really? Like, you're gonna write your smart character this dumb? Okay, I guess you're just a stupid movie then.
It's silly, as one of the characters points out. It's very silly.
It's not silly at all. At least if this movie were silly.
It would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and we'd enjoy it.
It'd be more entertaining at the very least.
So she goes to the prom.
They go to the prom, yeah, exactly. And this girl, Heather, is looking around for her boyfriend, Barry.
Her boyfriend's making out with some other woman.
Another girl, like some other whore.
And she's surprisingly not as pissed off as he should about it.
Yeah, and our hero Jenny and her friend Sean, who's apparently her boyfriend but not her boyfriend.
Sean!
Are in the backseat of their car after Heather jumps in and tries to drive away from Barry, and Barry gets in and he says, "You're almost a Heather sandwich."
And she starts trying to crash the car, I think.
Well, she hit someone else's car and then she drives away from it, and then they try to turn around and I think they hit some other actual person. Yeah.
And just there's so much screaming, and they're all so stupid.
The greatest thing that Barry says that makes the most sense is, "These assholes don't know how to make roads," and to that I respond with, "These assholes don't know how to make movies."
There's nowhere to turn around. Yeah, there is. It's not trees on all sides. Go a bit off the road. Like it's not. It's not super hard.
They want to stay on the road, even though these assholes don't know how to make them.
Or you can just back up till there's no one else on the road. You can just back up till you find a wider point.
Yeah. Anyways, they hit somebody and they get their car stuck, and they see.
Well, they don't hit
the woods.
They get their car stuck, and then some other random guy just drives in, and then falls over. They don't hit him. He just kind of shows up.
He was just a dead guy.
Yeah.
He's just there. I think they hit him with the car, though, just a bit, but anyway.
They leave Jenny's boyfriend with him.
Yeah.
As they go to find some police.
Sure.
And they find this woman called Darla.
Yeah.
Who flashes people. She flashes people a lot.
Yeah, and she calls a guy named Vilmer.
Vilmer.
Vilmer to go tow their car, and they end up. He goes down there, and Sean's there to join him, and flashes these bunch of kids.
And Vilmer shows up and kills Sean.
A broker window. A bunch of these crazy college kids apparently fucking keep going and messing with Darla in order to get her to flash her tits.
But she keeps doing it
when you want it. Yeah, exactly. Because that's as you do in college. You know, when you want someone to flash their tits, you
harass the freaking cops. That's a brilliant plan.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's what you do, man.
Oh, she's the actress.
You never harass a middle-aged woman to get her to show her tits.
The actress playing Darla, Tawny Parensky,
Uh-huh.
Canadian.
That's cool. She kind of looks Canadian, honestly. Like, I have a feeling. I had a feeling about that one.
Alberta. I almost said Alberta. Alberta is the Alabama of Canada. So
It is.
actually, no. Quebec is the Alabama of Canada.
Okay, I think you're going a bit too far with that.
It's like Montreal is like if you had Los Angeles in the middle of Alabama.
Well, you can't have your Alabama in your LA. That's not how that works.
No, you have your LA and your Alabama.
Yeah, but you can't have your Alabama in your LA.
I never said you could.
But you are.
So Vilmer shows up and kills Sean.
Sure.
He has a robo leg that's remote controlled, I guess.
Yeah, it's such a stupid gimmick. Like, fucking why? Like, why do they have this fucking... Like, why do they have... Okay, it's Matthew McConaughey, by the way, guys. Vilmer is played by Matthew McConaughey. All right.
And he actually does say...
He does, multiple times.
He actually does the all right, and I don't know why, and it's not funny.
It's his thing. You said what? This is his first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah, he was breaking it out. It was his titular line. He used it in several other things after that. It's like he was starting it here. This is the origin point, Merrick. It's what he's known for. It's like the watching Larry the Cable Guy's first stand up and him going get her done.
Or watching Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura, and I hope you like this, because he'll do literally nothing else for all of his comedies.
Yeah.
Or watching Jack Nicholson in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, because that's what you're getting from now on.
I hope you like it. Here's more of it.
Dude, you don't like it? Too bad, you're going to watch it anyway.
Did I say I hope you like it? I actually meant fuck you, live with it. Anyway, so like, yeah, this leg is the worst. Like, this leg synopsizes the entire fucking movie. It's the worst gimmick ever.
Like, I mean, I'm
this
fine with
fucking leg. Apparently, he has like several different fucking controllers for it. He has to recharge every single fucking one of them, and like, apparently they all do the exact same fucking thing and just control this leg going backwards and forward, retracting and extracting.
Remember in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, because in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1, Leatherface took a chainsaw to the leg, so he just had like a metal brace on his leg, like Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
works. At least a metal brace makes sense. Why the fuck he has to have this pneumatic bullshit attached to it is fucking beyond me.
He's a Borg now, I guess.
Yeah. He'd be actually better off joining the fucking Borg Empire. It'd be easier than fucking having 6,000 different fucking controls that he has to fucking charge every fucking day.
Point is, he kills Sean.
No, the point is there is no point.
And then who's the really annoying one after they get to because they drive to the farmhouse?
The guy there. I think his name was like
Barry?
W.
Barry.
No, W. Yeah, Barry. Barry's fucking annoying.
Barry
you mean the survivor guy? Okay.
By a guy with a shotgun named W.
Named W.
W.E. Slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name. That's how he talks.
In the credits, it just said W.E.
IMDb says W.E. Slaughter. Anyway,
Well, that's a dumb fucking addition to his name.
If he's not played by Sergeant Slaughter, don't name him that.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Is he a sergeant? Okay, then he gets the name Slaughter.
But this guy shows up, and this character's entire deal
he just quotes things. Mostly revolutionary things from the fucking from World War One. Or the Revolution, whatever.
Or the Civil War, and he's like,
yeah, Civil War.
X. That's. I'm gonna say this thing. It's this person who said that. It's like, okay, cool. I intend to fight it out on this line if it takes all summer. Ulysses Solomon Grant's like, I know.
And he keeps telling Barry that he's fucking stupid for not knowing the things that he's quoting, even though he sounds real fucking stupid quoting these things.
He is right. Barry is very stupid.
Well, it's like he doesn't even ask, like, did you know who said that one? It's like, no, he just fucking straight up tells him after that, and then criticizes him for not knowing it. Exactly. It's like, at least ask the fucking guy first. It's called writing, guys. Like, fucking, you should probably have a team of it. But then again, if you guys do have a team of it, you're probably just a bunch of fucking monkeys, and you might as well just given them typewriters anyway.
So, Barry and Heather get killed with hammers? No, well, Barry gets hit with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, Barry gets hit with a hammer, and Heather gets thrown in a box at first before she gets put on a hook, yeah.
And we need to point out that this movie's Leatherface. One, there's very little Leatherface in this movie.
He does very little as well.
And
he's just a monkey boy.
He has the mullet and the voice of Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah.
Which does not make for an intimidating slasher.
It's really fucking not. I mean, they're going for, like, this is the origin point, I think, of the Mama variant of Leatherface.
That was in, I think, the first one.
Maybe, but I mean, this one has, like, just full on, like, he's just almost always Mama variant. And it's like, yeah, okay, it's fine to have him in Mama variant every now and again, but, like, for the entire fucking movie, like, come on, it's like, it doesn't suit this fucking film. Like, the tone that you're going for is, like, yeah, like, mostly, like, male aggression and whatever. It's like, yeah, he's in Mama variant, but it doesn't make it, like, fucking, like, poetic or like, any fucking
they have tried to do so many things and different personalities with Leatherface.
Mm-hmm.
But they've never...
Some of them work, though. Sometimes it works.
But the thing is, they keep adding so much to Leatherface, but they've never managed to quite make him interesting.
He can be.
But they haven't managed it yet.
He was in the first one. He was interesting in the first one and in the second one, too.
In the first one and the second one, he was just a guy with a chainsaw. You didn't need more than that. He was just an...
and second one, too, he was interesting.
He was big, angry, not very smart, and couldn't really talk. But it worked.
Yeah, exactly. It was fine, because you wanted to know, like, what exactly happened to him to fucking bring him to that point, and you kind of actually did learn a little bit near the end of the movies. Even the last movie that we watched, like, you did learn a little bit about him, and I think he was still interesting, you know? He was a good killer, you know? It was, like, fine. But this one, it's like, there's literally no substance to him. He's just a fucking monkey boy. He's just a hired goon, basically, by fucking McConaughey, essentially, at the end of the movie.
Renee Zellweger eventually, she goes to the, after getting chased through the forest by Leatherface, she goes to Darla and gets conked on the noggin and captured.
Yeah, they, like, tie her up and everything, because she calls, like, W.E. to come in and, like, pick her up, and
she gets brought
puts her in the car.
She gets brought to, let's just say, the Sawyer house.
Pizza.
They're never called the Sawyers, but this is Sawyer house.
Yeah.
Also, has ever gone into that they're cannibals in this one?
No, never.
They eat pizza.
They eat pizza. Exactly. And one of them's vegetarian, even. Like, fucking, they never specify cannibals. You read the description right, yeah?
Yeah, and that's mentioned cannibals, but not... Like, they have this whole... It tries to make it complicated when, like, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Sawyer family originally, they eat people. That's why they do the thing. Because they eat people.
I'm gonna go for broke over here and just say they come off as more rapey than they are cannibalistic.
I just find them annoying. It's like... They just remind me of, earlier this week I was at work and in the debonair, and this family just comes in with 7 little freaking children, and that's just what it reminded me of, is that. And like 7 children hopped up on sugar, running roughshod around the debonair.
Merrick, I'm pretty sure the South is just like fucking flooded by families like that, okay? I'm like almost guaranteed. It's like they're just everywhere.
So she shows up. We get the dinner scene
again,
and I mean, there's some things that look like they might be interesting. Like we see a highway patrol sheriff costume on a mannequin.
Yeah.
And like,
but
oh,
it's
that's
like,
pretty.
It doesn't lead
like,
to anything
I'm
except
thinking,
for
oh, that's
Jenny
pretty
grabbing
cool.
its gun and then going click and throwing it at Leatherface.
It would be interesting if there were an earlier scene where, like, I don't know, not Matthew McConaughey, because if Matthew McConaughey didn't have the stupid leg thing, Matthew McConaughey in the the highway patrol thing, like, told them to go on a road that led them here, that would actually... It's like it's a leftover from a better script.
And also the fact that Jenny keeps grabbing guns and apparently they have no ammunition in them or she's just not able to shoot them.
Okay,
like
I do have to say,
running occurrence.
This is a hillbilly house in Texas. Nonsense, they're not loaded.
Well, I mean, she does grab the shotgun and it does have a bullet in it. Like, it does have a shell in it. But she doesn't fucking use it, apparently, because she's not smart enough to use the shotgun.
Well, she pulls... Isn't it harder to shoot off one barrel of a double barrel than both barrels?
Also, yeah, why would one barrel, like, only go, like, when it's empty? It's like, wouldn't that just, like, activate the second barrel? It's like, I'm pretty sure that it's like, yeah, double barrels, it's like, yeah, you have to, like, click the other barrel to get it ready and everything. But it's like, why wouldn't pulling the trigger just fucking activate the second barrel right away?
I don't know. I don't know guns very well, but, yeah, it's just...
I do.
She
I have a
menaces,
pretty good understanding of them.
She menaces Matthew McConaughey with it, and they're like, oh, if he wanted you to get it, it's not loaded. And Matthew McConaughey, like, puts the gun in his own mouth. And then she fires, but it's blank, so he grabs it and shoots the window out with it.
Yeah, because he knew that the other barrel was loaded, apparently, but she wasn't smart enough to
and
shoot
then
the
Leatherface puts on a woman's suit.
Yeah.
And
then he does the sand person with the shotgun.
And when Leatherface puts on his woman's suit, I'm not sure. I don't want to accuse this movie of being transphobic. But given it's bad in every other respect, let's just say it's transphobic. Why not add that to its list of problems?
It's like, it's trying to make the comparison of, like, Jenny putting on her makeup and Leatherface putting on the makeup on the mask and everything. It's like... But it doesn't work because, like, it has no relevance. Like at least if there was reason for this, like, you know, comparison, I would be like, oh, okay, it's fine, I could defend it a bit. But if there's no fucking reasoning behind it, it's like, fuck off, don't do it. Like, there's no point. The point is, there's no point, Merrick.
The point is, there's no point.
Exactly. Like, this entire movie is just that, eh? Like, it's literally them screaming at each other at this dinner scene also, just, like, telling each other to just shut up. Like, over and over again.
As they continue just screaming noises at each other, a car pulls up, and a man called Rothman gets... Oh, we find out also that apparently Matthew McConaughey works for the for the Illuminati.
Yeah, there's a bunch of conspiracy theory bullshit going on in this fucking movie.
And I do have
to... like, oh my god, why are you even trying?
It needs to be appreciated that this is a film that suggests that the Sawyers work for the Illuminati and that Leatherface killed John F. Kennedy. Yet it's not good enough to... It's somehow so incompetent, it cannot make that premise even interesting.
Okay, maybe not the Sawyers in general, but at the very least, like, Vilmer. Like, Darla's trying to point at Vilmer for, like, doing all these things and, like, being part of the fucking secret fucking government Illuminati fucking conspiracy.
It's like, imagine Cabin in the Woods made by an idiot.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Also,
that's
about that
hit on the nail on the head right there.
About W.E. Slaughter keeps quoting stuff. I got something to say to him about this movie.
Yes.
It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. William Shakespeare.
There you go. Should have had that one.
So yeah, Rothman shows up.
Book of quotes.
Rothman shows up, tells Matthew McConaughey he's a silly
the
boy.
worst character in my opinion, honestly. This whole film, he's the one that pisses me off the worst.
He tells Matthew McConaughey that he's a silly boy, and it's like, this is supposed to be a horror movie. What are you people doing?
You silly boy! You're supposed to teach them the meaning of horror!
Like, at least he acknowledges that this movie sucks. Before any of you come up with like, oh, it's a horror comedy though, it's like,
it's
look,
not even
I've seen
comedy.
Horror comedies. Evil Dead 2, Dead Alive.
Apocalypse Now is more of a horror comedy than this fucking movie is.
Like, a comedy in the modern definition means it's funny.
Yeah.
This isn't funny. It's a bad comedy.
A horror comedy. There's nothing more pathetic even than a bad comedy.
Yeah, because it's failing at being funny.
Exactly, it's just sad.
Yeah.
It's like you just like it's like fucking roadkill. Like, see roadkill on the side of the road, you just feel bad.
So Rothman leaves. Frickin'.
He licks Jenny's face first.
Yeah. And
all up and down her face. Which, you know what? I don't blame him because, like, granted, Renee Zellweger is very good looking in this film. And, yeah, he just licks her face up and down and everything, and he just leaves.
And then,
like, why?
Then she escapes.
Yeah, then she just leaves again.
Leatherface chases with a chainsaw. And then this old...
gets out to the road.
This old couple picks her up.
Yeah, there's a... Yeah,
like,
there's
it's a monster chasing her with a chainsaw.
We gotta pick her up. Go out, let's drive right beside her and get her into the RV. And then they do actually grab her up and everything. And then Vilmer shows up with his truck and gets Leatherface in the side of it, riding shotgun. And they manage to crash the RV.
Yeah.
And then when the RV crashes, Vilmer gets run down by a biplane out of nowhere. Because that just happens. Because and then Leatherface tries to chase after her, and then Jenny gets picked up by the Fed man.
Yeah, and gets driven back to normal
with the pierce nips.
Yeah.
And then he asks her, "Would you like to go to a hospital or a police station?" And then she picked hospital. Because that's the smart fucking thing to answer. Then because there were going to be cops at the hospital too.
And then we end with some very out of place music. Because they're playing this fiddle music. And I'm sure it's supposed to sound Texan.
Oh yeah, also Darla passes by Jenny in the hospital.
Yeah.
And the doctor... or no, the cop that's interviewing her asks her, it's like, "Hey, do you know that woman?" It's like, "Oh, all these happenings, they're all fucking weird and everything. We got to get to the bottom of this." And then the movie ends.
And the music it's supposed to sound like Texan, but I know what that music is, and I don't know why they're playing Quebecois fiddle music.
Okay, granted, you actually did watch the whole, like, the credits and listen to that fiddle music. I fucking stopped. Like, I will full on say, we got to credits and I said, done.
So I guess we just watched Quebec Chainsaw Massacre.
The Quebec Chainsaw Massacre.
They pulled his ice scraper on me, so I hit them with it.
Exactly. There you go. He put his automatic ice scraper on me, so I had to hit him with the shovel. And then he pulled out the shotgun and he went after him in the RV. And then I grabbed my polar bear and I rode him down.
I was there. I was standing there minding my own business with my Joe Louis and my cigarette in the same hand.
Getting my Tim Matin in the morning.
Okay, if you hadn't already guessed, this movie's awful.
I'm imagining like a cop describing his instance of surviving the Quebec Chainsaw Massacre. I get my Tim Matin in the morning, and I see the lady with a couple of bodies in her trunk, and I go...
I went to it.
I go, excusez-moi, madame, qu'est-ce que fait là?
I went to eat my Matin, and I noticed that was not whatever meat they put in the patilla. There was a fingernail, so I knew there was a human.
I said, this is not my poutine with my sauce brun, and I only expect the fingernail in my poutine.
This is this is not my beautiful house, and this is not my beautiful wife. This movie was awful. This movie was absolutely awful, and I am so freaking thankful that this is the end of this franchise. Well, of this part of the franchise.
Was.
Until it got This is the end until remake.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen the Netflix one because like that's the newest one, apparently.
Yeah. At time of recording.
Yeah, I have to watch it. I gotta. Yeah, well, at time. Yeah, exactly. At time of recording. It came out like I told you, like last time when we were recording. I think it came out, and I was like, yeah, you didn't know about it and everything. I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but by next time, hopefully, I'll tell you guys.
The next Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the remake, and it's the 2003 one, and we will most assuredly be watching that. But I got a plan for starting off that series. So.
Okay, cool. But when we get to the new one, I guess I'll talk about the Netflix one. Mm. Unless we just we're gonna watch that one also eventually, which we probably will.
I'll tell you the plan off camera.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, what do you give this mess?
I give it a stack full of vegetarian pizzas.
You don't bless this mess?
Not at all. Fuck this.
You know what I'm gonna give it? Since you're giving it the stack of pizzas,
curse to failure.
I am going to curse the family to be eternally plagued by the Noid.
No, you know what? I give this movie getting fucking run over after McConaughey says, "Alright, racing fans, let's start your engines," and just runs the fuck over this movie about 8 times. I give this movie the benefit
of the doubt that as bad as it was, it did not annoy me as much as The Dark Tower.
Oh yeah, because that's your kryptonite right there. That you can't. Nothing's gonna top that.
No, it's not. This was just. It's not kryptonite. It's not my weakness. It's.
You hate that movie.
Yes, I do.
You hate that movie with a burning passion because it's based off of source material you like.
It is my Frank Castle's family.
Yeah, it's
like you mentioned it.
You would constantly look back at and be like, "Why? Why did this happen? This gives me reason to keep slaying."
Anyway, next week we should have something at least more enjoyable than this. Yeah. We're looking back at the wonderful world of pre-Lord of the Rings Peter Jackson with a little spooky movie.
Can we just sing like "Hey Travis Crabtree" while we walk off into the sunset and just leave this movie to like rot in the hot sun?
I don't really know the words, but you can sing it no problem if you want. Just, go ahead.
I guess like "Hey Travis Crabtree, wait a minute for me. Let's go into the bottom." Where the weeds are growing, where this movie's rotting, I guess. I don't fucking know.
See you next week, guys.
Bye, fuckers.